Hi, this is the Faithful Poet. I'm back. I hope everybody's having a good day. I'm having a pretty good day today, and I just want to stop and share some words with the faithful folks that are looking to bring some light to their day. I'm hoping that the words that we share from the church are really going to help people who maybe need a little bit of help. And so, what I'm going to talk about today is self-worth and what it is, and the difference between self-worth and self-esteem. There are differences, and I'll discuss them a little bit down the road. Right now, I want to talk about self-worth. And self-worth is not based on external factors like accomplishments, your possessions, or the opinions of others. It's about recognizing your inherent value simply because you exist. So you get up in the morning and you say, wow, I'm feeling pretty healthy, I'm feeling pretty blessed, and this day is going to be great. Well, that sounds like a real strong intrinsic view of your self worth. On the other hand, if you wake up and you go, gosh, I'm so tired, everything hurts, and I'm never going to do anything good today. I just don't feel like it, and I don't feel like I have it in me. That could be a lower self worth, right? At work. And what we want to do is kind of look at what it's all about so we can bring our self worth up. Because each of us is very, very worthy of love, happiness, joy, and I think that it could be a daily struggle for some. And one of the biggest things about self worth is self acceptance. Having a strong sense of self worth is closely linked to self acceptance and self compassion. It means accepting your strengths and weaknesses and treating yourself with kindness. Um, those are very important things to do, right? We're not always going to be on our A game. We're not always going to be uh, at the top of what we're doing. There might be days where it just drags us down and we're just struggling to get through it. Um, and that's where your faith can come in handy, and you can call on the Lord to strengthen you up and tell him, "Whew, I need all the help I can get today, Lord." You can always call on Him. But right now, I want you to really look at self and how do you think? This is just between you and you. How do you think you are with your self worth right now? You know, are you feeling up, getting up, feeling good, and ready for your day, or are you getting up, feeling like you wish it were Friday every day? Because we all have our different modes and our different uh, times when we do that. Um, but your confidence and resilience, when you have a healthy sense of self worth, you're more likely to be confident in your abilities, bounce back from setbacks, and pursue your goals. Um, a high sense of self worth is a powerhouse of human existence. I mean, we can really do great things when we have our confidence and resilience in place, and it all begins with a high sense of self worth. And it can affect our relationships too. If we have a low sense of confidence, and or I should yeah, if we have a low sense of confidence, resilience, and things like that in our relationships, right? In other words, it seems like everything's a chore, and we're not feeling up to it, you know. And then our other person, the person we love, is struggling, to find you know, to find that energy to help you make it better within yourself. And it could be a struggle. And what if the person you're with is having problems with self-worth, right? Then it becomes a real um, challenge. So that's what we're looking at today is how do you feel inside, and how does it affect your relationship, as you are trying to do the best you can for yourself. Just know that your self worth can really affect your relationships as far as setting boundaries, seeking validation, and navigating social situations, right? When you have a low self worth, chances are you're not going to be going out on Friday nights and, dancing with the crew and stuff. And maybe you need to do that, but right now you don't feel worthy of it, right? But what I want you to understand is this, right? That you are valuable, you are worthy, you're beautiful, you're capable, and you are worthy of great self-worth every day. And it's something that we all have to, to work with, to refine, to define, because we're all different. My sense of self-worth and your sense of self-worth is going to vary. It all depends on what we're doing, and how we're doing it, what situations we're in. But one thing I can tell you is this: it comes from within. And I really want you to know that there are differences between self-esteem and self-worth. I'll give you an example of self-esteem. So, getting an A on a test is an example of that's something that'll bring up your self-esteem. You'll feel super proud because you passed with a high score of an A or whatever the case may be. I mean, that's great, and it'll bring your self-esteem right up. Receiving a compliment, right? Somebody might say you're beautiful as you walk by them in the morning, and you're smiling all day because someone said you look really nice, and that's always a blessing. That's always nice for somebody to notice, right? Um, and uh, and likes on social media. Maybe you have something on social media, and you're getting a lot of love for it, a lot of likes, a lot of follows, and that of course is going to lift your self-esteem too, because you're putting work into it and you're feeling good about it. You're getting some good response. Those are great examples of self-esteem, reasons that your self-esteem will get boosted. Self-worth examples are like helping a friend, knowing you're a good person because you help someone in need. Okay, that's a great self-worth example. Staying true to yourself, feeling good about yourself, not allowing the crowd, not following the crowd when it doesn't feel right. You got it in you to say, you know what, I don't think that's for me, and you go about and do your own thing, and and you keep your self-worth, in its highest state. Okay, finding comfort in prayer during hard times. Even when times are hard, praying brings you a strong sense of worth and peace, knowing you're loved by God no matter what. And that's one of the things I really wanted to touch on, right? Is as we struggle with our own level of self-esteem, whether it be high, low, somewhere in the middle, um, what I want you to know is that God is with you, right? And you can reach out to him, you can talk to him and tell him, I'm feeling really challenged, right? I don't feel worthy today. I don't feel capable. Um, I don't feel beautiful. I don't feel whatever the case may be, whatever it is you're going through, right? And pray to him, share with him. We have a gracious Lord, and I'm telling you, there will be things that happen that will help you to get that self-worth up. Because one thing I can tell you is that you're very, very worthy. And I put a quote up here by Coco Chanel, and it says, "Beauty begins the moment you decide to be yourself." And I think that's an amazing quote, and that's the reason I put it there. One of the things I want you to know is that I hope that us sharing these moments together, you'll realize that you are all the things I talked about. You're capable. You're wonderful. You're able to do grand things because you're not alone. You have God on your side, and with God on your side, who else do you need? So with that, what I want to do is thank you for your time. I'm the Faithful Poet. I'm going to let you know it with episodes of God's Grace. Until next time, be blessed.